The whole city of Swansea is gripped by cup fever. And at the end of today's episode, we could be in the FA Cup final and we could be in the semi-final of the Euro Continental Cup. We don't want to let the fans down. So let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to the Liberty Stadium in Swansea. And if you are new to the channel, then why not subscribe, watch, like and comment and help the channel to grow and help us to support the very, very worthwhile cause that you can see scrolling above. And this has been an amazing season. And today we have a double header. We have the second leg of the Euro Continental Cup away at Galatasaray. And then we will be playing against Watford in the FA Cup semi-final. And in terms of the Premier League, I think that's gone now. We are in 6th, but we are doing very, very well. And we do have some games in hand over our nearest rivals. But before we go on to that, some items of news. We've extended Rhys Williams' loan agreement for the 4th season. He is currently injured. But I have enough faith in him to have another look at him again next season. And also Liam Delap. He has agreed to extend his loan. And so we have those two young players back at the club next season, established and ready to go. But in terms of what's been happening on the pitch, we have been in the most amazing run of form. I was not expecting this. And when you were last with us, you saw us beating Victoria Pisa from Czechoslovakia 5-0. Liverpool then came to the Liberty Stadium and beat us quite easily 2-0. And then in the second leg against Victoria, we rotated, but we still managed to win that tie by 5-1. And that was followed by an FA Cup quarter-final against Southampton, who started strongly but faded, and we ran out 5-1 easy winners against Southampton in the FA Cup quarter-final. And against Arsenal, a shock result. We beat Arsenal by 1-0. Arsenal dominated the game, but we scored and held on. And that was a very, very good victory for us in the Premier League. And then we played in the first leg of the quarter-final of the Euro Continental Cup. And at home to Galatasaray, poor finishing meant we only managed a 1-0 victory. And today we will be playing the second leg of that game. And we will be showing you the FA Cup semi-final, in which we've been drawn against Watford. A game we should actually win, and we should be in the final of the FA Cup. So, without much further ado, let's go and start with this game against Galatasaray. I have rotated again. I believe we are good enough to beat Galatasaray. They didn't look very potent. We have a very much rotated team, but up front we are quite strong. And so let's go to the match and let's do the business. We have a lot of travelling fans and we need to just forget about the first leg and concentrate on, and I do believe that I've messed up again. I need to change this back to pitch view so that as I normally play in extended 2D, this makes it much more difficult to read the game. But we are underway. And one of the things I have forgotten about is I remember that Galatasaray, even though they weren't very potent, they actually dominated possession. And so I may need to make some changes because it's looking like that's going to be the pattern of the game again. So we're going to try and get some more possession. We're going to lower the tempo and we are going to press them harder and see if that makes a difference. But it is Galatasaray coming forward. And what we don't want to do is to concede early and give them hope. And we need to be defensively sound. And that's a good interception by Courtney House. And that's a long ball upfield. And so it is very quiet in terms of the opening. We have had the better of the chances, and it is Swansea who are on the attack right now. And Lavery, he finds Levitt. Levitt is robbed in midfield. Levitt, who's very, very tired at the moment, but I didn't have any other option, so I had to play him. I didn't have an option to rotate in his position. And we are holding our own, and that's all I want at the moment. Just keep it solid. And here is Maggio, he looks for Barassi, who hasn't had the greatest of starts to his Swansea career. And there is a goal. It was fed in by Latry, and Hojek at the near post turned it in. It's Galatasaray 0, Swansea 1. I'm feeling a little bit better now, and we are underway. And Barassi went up the right-hand side. His cross was picked up by Lavery, an inside pass, and Hojek was alive, and he makes it 1-0 to Swansea, 2-0 on aggregate. We are underway. And Swansea have another opportunity, but that's gone over the crossbar. So this is possibly the dream start for Swansea. Just stay solid now, keep our shape, and we will win this tie, and we will be in the semi-final. And I think the semi-final will be against Olympic Lyon, and that might be a bridge too far for this young Swansea team. We shall see. Here is Cabango, who's come into his own this season. I've got a lot of trust in that young defender. He's only a 2.5 star, but he's playing very, very well. At just 22 years old, he looks like someone I could rely on into the future. As Swansea try to bring it forward, that is picked up by Galatasaray. Galatasaray looking to play the ball around. They like to play possession football, and we need just to stop them. And here is a chance, and that's a great save by Fisher. Fisher, who's come back into the team today, because he has dropped down the pecking order, and Stankovic has become now the number 1 goalkeeper, I think, with some outstanding performances. So Fisher has dropped down the pecking order and comes into play in the Euro Continental Cup. Zahulu picks up the ball in midfield. He's looking for Barassi to Maggio. Maggio is trying to get outside. He looks for a cross, but that's a poor cross. And that's easily defended by Galatasaray. And Galatasaray, they're now looking to bring it forward. And he's closed down, but good burst of pace by the right fullback. I think I might have to sign him. What a lovely burst of pace. And he's got himself into a lot of space here. And can he get a cross in? No, he can't. It's well defended by Swansea. But that's something we may need to keep an eye on, that fullback, because he has a bit of a turn of pace on him. As Swansea look to bring it forward, but Galatasaray clean that up at the back. Long ball forward, and that should be defended by Courtney House, who heads it back to Fisher, and that's a long kick upfield by Fisher, and Hojek is in, and Hojek has scored an assist for Fisher, and Hojek, I think a mistake from the Galatasaray centre-back, let Hojek in. He rounded the goalkeeper, and it's now Galatasaray 0, Swansea 2. We are 3-0 up on aggregate. What a punt by Fisher, and yes, it was a dreadful error by the centre-back from Galatasaray. Hojek turned off his man and beat the goalkeeper. It's now 2-0 to Swansea away at Galatasaray. We are as good as into the semi-final, and I couldn't ask for more from the boys. What a season this has been. And Galatasaray have a corner, and that is just headed over the bar. They are not as attacking, Galatasaray, as I thought they might be, and they are not as good a team as I thought that we might come across. I'm just going to tell them to carry on what they're doing. They're doing really well. We've got 1 foot in the semi-final. Now let's go and see this game out. And let's go and make sure that the fans have a day to remember. And so the game is marching on. Nothing's really happened in the second half. I do need to rest some players because we have the FA Cup semi-final coming up in a few days time. So one or two of these players may have to come off in a second. But we are dominating the game. There's not much highlights going on here. And we are coasting to a victory. And fantastic. We are going to be in the semi-final of the Euro Continental Cup. And here's Magyar dispossessing the Galatasaray player in midfield. And he's looking to bring it forward. And he finds Adli. Adli finds Lavri. Lavri has Malacio outside him on the left. And Lavri is into space. Lavri could score. And that was well held by the goalkeeper. But a tame effort by Lavri. It's Galatasaray 0, Swansea 2. We are getting to the full-time whistle, and we are in the semi-final. I suspect to play Olympic Lyon, a much, much tougher game than we face today. And that is part one of the job done. And we are in the semi-final. And who knows, the final may be waiting for us. And so, this is the big one now, the FA Cup semi-final. And we are playing against Watford. We got the lucky draw. The other semi-final is Tottenham and Liverpool. And at the back, Armati, Cabango keeps his place. Kotchap, Augustinsson, Grimes, Adli and Levitt in midfield. Satriano, Hojek and Vitinha will play up front. I feel like we do have a real opportunity here to get to the final. We are better than Watford. Watford are struggling in the Premier League, and we should be winning this game, and that's what I'm telling them. Let's win this game because the final is there for us. If we want it enough, we can get to the final. And this is going to be a big game for Swansea. Our first final is on the cards if we can win here today. Cabango brings it forward. He finds Amati, but Vitinha is robbed. It looked a little lazy, that to me, from Vitinha. All of these players are suffering from tiredness. The games have been coming thick and fast, but we are dominating the ball at the moment. Cabango finds Kotchap, who's going to be a great centre-back. And he finds Augustinsson. Augustinson's looking to cut inside. And he finds Satriano, can he get across in? He finds Augustinsson. Augustinsson is in space, and Augustinsson had a chance and should have converted that. And with 5 minutes gone, we are pretty much in control of this game. We just need to score some goals, and we are into the final. Personally, I would prefer Tottenham, as there's a corner swung in, as Liverpool are probably too good an opponent. So I'm hoping that later in the week that Tottenham will do us a big favour and beat Liverpool in the other semi-final. We shall see. As Amati, he feeds it back to Stankovic, who's becoming a very good goalkeeper. And Satriano is looking for Vitinha, but that was poor by Vitinha. He's not having the greatest of games. He looks a little bit lazy out there as he brings the ball down the right. Now, can he get a cross in? He looks back for Armati. Armati gets the cross in, and that was a chance. And Vitinha finds Adli, and that's blocked on the line. And where is this goal coming from? We need to get a goal to settle my nerves, as there's another corner flies in and Levitt picks the ball up, but the highlight comes to an end. I just would love to get a goal before half-time, but it's not coming. It looks XG-wise like a very even contest, but we've had the better of the chances. I'm just going to tell them, do you want to be in the final or not? Get out there and make sure it happens. Kotchap, he finds Levitt to Hojek. Here is Kotchap. He's on a yellow card, so he needs to be very careful. And Levitt's looking for Adli. Adli's into space. Adli, can he get a cross in? Yes, he can. It falls to Hojek to Levitt, and Levitt has opened the scoring. It's Watford 0, Swansea 1. Here at Wembley in the semi-final, we have taken the lead, and The final beckons. Adley was quite outstanding there. Hoyset looked for support, and Levitt, coming up in support, buried it into the corner. It's now what we want it to be. We are in front. It's now for Watford to come back and win this, as Stankovic, coming out of his goal, finds Cabango. Grimes is on the ball. He finds Vitinha. Vitinha is through, and Vitinha had a chance. And he hasn't had the greatest of seasons. None of the forwards have been particularly dangerous, but I guess they're all settling in. And we are going to be careful of the counter-attack, and we're just going to make a few little changes to the setup. We don't want them humping long balls now over the top and catching us out. So we're just going to bring the lines back a little bit. And it is Watford who have a chance. And it's a free kick on the edge of the box. And while we're waiting for the Swansea substitutions and the Watford substitution to take place, we wait. And the crowd is quiet, bated breath, as Watford have a free kick. And that's fired over the top. It's still Watford 0, Swansea 1. Hold on, boys, we can do this. And we have a free kick. Augustinsson fires in the free kick, and what a great save. It remains 1-0. It's tense, it's exciting for the crowd, and boy, oh boy, my nerves frayed, as Watford have a throw, and they're looking to play it about, and can they get a cross in? He does get a cross in, but that's cleared by the Swansea defence. And if we can just get a second, just to wrap this game up, things will feel a lot better. As Downs finds Kotchup, he finds Grimes over the top to Magyar is having a very good game, and he gets a cross in, and Satriano has made it 2-0. We are going to Wembley for the FA Cup final. It's pretty much all over now. I cannot see Watford scoring twice in the last 7 minutes. Magyar's cross, delicious cross, and Satriano doing what he does very well and heading it into the far corner. It's Swansea 2, Watford 0, and Watford have a chance which flies over the bar. I think that's probably the last highlight now. We are going to close the game down now. We're going to lock it up at the back and just hold on to the ball and slow things down. They're not going to score twice. They may get a consolation, but it will be all too late. And that's headed away by Cabango. Cabango finds Vitinha. Vitinha is looking to counter. He finds Satriano. Satriano is in space. Satriano back across to Vitinha, and it's 3-0. What a counter-attack goal that was. All inspired by Vitinha, who looked out of sorts at the beginning of the game. But what a move that was by Swansea. Brilliant pace by Vitinha. He found Satriano. Satriano back into the path of Vitinha. And it is 3-0. It's game over. Swansea are in the final. We are all excited about the final here. We just hope it's not Liverpool that we will be facing, as Watford bring it forward and hit the bar. But it's all too little, too late. We are in the FA Cup final. We're waiting for the full-time whistle. And there it is. We have beaten Watford. And so today we have been inspired. We're in the semi-final of the Euro Continental Cup. And we are going to Wembley for the final of the FA Cup against Liverpool or Tottenham. And we have, Premier League-wise, we have some very, very tough fixtures coming up. I'm not expecting too much from the Premier League. Chelsea, Manchester United in quick succession. And then we have the first leg against Olympique Lyon in the Euro Continental Cup. And we'll come back for the second leg, I think, of that fixture to see if we can make it 2 finals. I think Olympique Lyon may be a little bit too strong for us, but we will see. And that's it for this video. We are in a splendid run of form. If you are new to the channel, then why not subscribe, watch, like and comment. Help the channel to grow and help us to support the very worthwhile cause that you can see scrolling above. And all that remains to be said now is we will see you for the second leg against Olympic Lyon.